morning, YouTube. Welcome back to Sister Kate Shofar Mountain. And I said I was going to show you edible greens growing now. And I will. I'll go back out in the garden and get them. But I wanted to show you, I've got them prepared. It's going to be pasteurized breakfast. This is called henbit. And Set Apart Mountain, or Set Apart Homestead, showed it recently on his spring challenge video. This is a really close-up look of the little teeny green blossom, and then sometimes it has a purple flower on it, really small. It's a diaphoretic, which is like opens your pores, relaxes the oxygen carrying vessels in your body and your blood vessels and stuff. It opens it all up, and it has many other effects, but that's the main one. And then this is curly dock, which I'll show you a bigger leaf of when we get out in the garden, and a cabbage that was growing in my greenhouse went all winter long. So that cabbage, I just cut a couple of leaves off of it because it's going to seed now, but you can still eat the leaves, so I cut some of them off, and then some onion. I was going to get green onion out of the garden off my walking onions, and then I forgot and I fed it to the goats, so I just used a white onion that I bought at the store. But I'm going to saute this up, and then I'm going to put our farm fresh eggs on it, and that's going to be pasteurized breakfast this morning. So what I'll do is I'll take care of this, and then I'll take you out there and show you these edible greens that are growing right now. Got a little committee out here already in the garden this morning taking care of bugs. Under the watchful eye of our rooster. So we're going in the greenhouse, and I'm going to show you the cabbage first. The cabbage is right there, and it is already going to seed, but that doesn't mean you can't eat from it. And then right next to it, right here where the purple flowers are, is the henbit. It's kind of stocky and leafy. And then right next to it is chickweed, which I had heard about forever and ever. Someone gave me chickweed salve, and I had it, but this is it right here, this little green one right next to it with the tiny white flowers on it. And I'll show you that. Chickweed's really good for salve, like I said, like plantain. You make a salve and you put it on little boo-boos and burns and things. And then the curly dock, which I brought down from Kansas, but you can, I'm sure it's growing in your state, and it does grow here as well. But I just wanted to make sure I'd have it, is right here. It's broad-leafed and green, and the leaves are wavy on the edges right here. So you see this plant everywhere, and it will get a stalk on it, and the stalk will have seeds. And you can take those seeds and make a flour out of them and, you know, use the flour for baking. So it's a really useful plant. And so the henbit and the, what do you call it, the curly dock are the plants that are up right now that are good for you to eat. You can saute it, you can dry it, you can make tea out of the henbit and so on. But because I'm in Shemitah, and I'm not planting something like kale or broccoli this year, those will be really good substitutes. And here's the walking onions. I've showed you many, many times before. They don't have the heads on them right now. They just look like a green onion. But I can use them like a green onion, or if I want to, you know, dig the bulb up, I can use the bulb like a regular onion because it is an onion. And these greens bring up a point about the blessing of Shemitah. I wasn't sure how we were going to do with that. We were thinking, wow, we're not going to have anything to eat. But two sisters, at least one sister, Sister Donna of Ozark Geek, his wife, had shown me, given me the henbit before, and I hadn't really processed it in my brain. And so I wasn't really taking advantage of it. But this year, because I don't have my mind fully occupied by, you know, planting this huge garden and getting everything ready and, you know, spending every morning out here, I was able to listen to what she was telling me and then do research on my own and find out it's a great plant. And it was a blessing for her to bring it to my attention the first time. And then we had another sister move into the area, and she also knows some things about plants, and she pointed the same plant out to me and said, hey, that's something. She called it farmer or something, but that you should use that. That's a good plant. So I looked it up, sure as shooting, in the mouth of two witnesses. So the Father's already provided the main staple of what I like to grow in our garden, which is our greens. And you know I dehydrate them as well. And I had that half-gallon jar that I filled last year with turnip greens and the curly dock and the kale and so on. And I've just got a little bit of that left. So it's perfect. It's a perfect yearly cycle, and it's a blessing from the Father, even as He promises when you when you are not, having your big garden that you're planting out, He still blesses us for our obedience. So hallelujah for that. Thanks for coming along on the walk with me this morning. I have done my edible greens and other videos, and I will continue to do so. So you can go back through my videos on gardens and stuff, and you'll see them. But as they grow this year, I'm sure I'll be including them in my videos as well. All right, bless you. Shalom.